Napoleon's retreat from Moscow began in October 1812, after the French emperor's invasion of Russia failed to achieve its main objective. Earlier that year, Napoleon had marched into Russia with the Grand Armée, a force of more than 600,000 men, expecting a decisive battle that would force Tsar Alexander I to negotiate peace. Although the French won the bloody Battle of Borodino and captured Moscow, the Russians refused to surrender. Much of the city was destroyed by fire, supplies were scarce, and winter was rapidly approaching. After waiting more than a month for peace talks that never came, Napoleon finally ordered a retreat on October 19. What followed became one of the greatest military disasters in history. The Grand Armée marched west through a countryside already devastated by Russia's scorched earth strategy. Villages were abandoned, crops destroyed, and food nearly impossible to find. As temperatures plunged below freezing and snowstorms swept across the landscape, the once proud French army began to disintegrate. Soldiers who had entered Russia in neat blue uniforms and black shakos now wrapped themselves in blankets, fur coats, and animal skins scavenged from the countryside. Hunger, disease, frostbite, and exhaustion claimed thousands of lives. Men collapsed beside the road and froze where they fell. Russian Cossacks constantly harassed the retreating columns, attacking isolated groups and supply wagons before disappearing into the snow. Thousands of horses died from starvation and exposure, forcing the abandonment of artillery, wagons, and precious supplies. Through the blizzards rode Napoleon, wrapped in his gray greatcoat, watching the destruction of the army that had once dominated Europe. The retreat reached its most desperate moment at the Berezina River in late November. Trapped by Russian forces, French engineers built temporary bridges under enemy fire, allowing much of the remaining army to escape. By the time the survivors crossed back out of Russia in December, only a fraction of the Grand Armée remained. The retreat from Moscow shattered Napoleon's aura of invincibility and marked the beginning of the downfall of his empire.